What is up guys, Jarv here, back today jumping into Destiny 2. We are back with a This Week in Destiny. So in this video today, we're taking a look at everything that you can expect from the week ahead inside Destiny 2. So if you're going to find out more about the final raid challenge, the return of Iron Banner, but also which Nightfalls are available this week, then be sure to stick around and enjoy the video. If you do enjoy the video, be sure to leave a comment and rating down below. And remember to subscribe for more Destiny 2 content. 80% of the viewers aren't currently subscribed to the channel. So be sure to hit that red button and ring that bell to make sure you don't miss an update. But without further delay guys, let's jump into the video. Another week and another This Week in Destiny. We are in week 13 of Season of the Splicer, and we are fast approaching the 24th of August, where we get the Bungie showcase and find out more about Season 15, but also Witch Queen, which is launching in early 2022. Now before we jump into Season 15, we have a few things to round out in Season 14 with the remaining 3 weeks of Season of the Splicer. Now this week we see the return of Iron Banner and Lord Saladin over in the tower, and with that he brings some Valor boosts as well. So if you're still chasing down those Valor ranks from some seasonal challenges from earlier in the season, then be sure to jump into Iron Banner this week. Not only is it a good opportunity to get some pinnacle loot, if you're still chasing down power levels to get yourself at the base power level before the end of this season, and in Season 15 we'll be seeing additions to the Iron Banner loot pool with some new weapons coming in the up and coming season. Now alongside Iron Banner, we also have the final Master Vogue Raid Challenge become available this week. And alongside the new Raid Challenge, we also have a brand new Timelost weapon that we can obtain. Now the challenge for this week is called Out of Its Way and can be found over at the Templar encounter. Now to get this challenge done, you need to stop Templar from teleporting throughout the entire encounter, essentially one-phasing the Templar as part of the challenge. Now if you can complete the challenge, you'll get your hands on an additional raid chest, and you'll also get your hands on the Fatebringer Timelost weapon. This is the final Timelost weapon that's been available throughout all the master challenges and is guaranteed to drop with explosive payload and Firefly. So if you haven't yet got that god roll on your Fatebringer, then the Timelost variant will be almost a guaranteed god roll. Now this week also allows you to unlock the Glasser Maestro Triumph. This is the triumph that you unlock for completing all the Master Raid challenges, and this will grant you access to the Found Verdict. Now as for the Found Verdict, this will drop with full auto trigger system and Vorpal weapon. Whilst that's great for PvE, if you're seeking out the god roll for PvP, you'll be looking for Slide Shot or Opening Shot as a potential god roll. Now alongside these two Timelost weapons, if you've completed all the triumphs and completed your Vault of Glass badge, which includes the Vex Mythoclast but also the Vault Strider exotic ship, then this week you'll be able to get your hands on the Fatebreaker seal as well. So there's definitely a lot to get your teeth into inside the Vault of Glass this week, and when you pair that with the return of Iron Banner, there is definitely a lot of loot on offer upon this week's weekly reset. And from here we're going to move on to the weekly activities. Now the override for the week will rotate around to Europa, so if you're still catching up on the Path of the Splicer quests, then be sure to head over to the Helm to collect your quest to get those done. Remember, the epilogue kicks off next week, so if you are catching up on any of these quests, be sure to make sure to get them done ahead of next week's weekly reset. Now as for the Nightfall this week, this will be the Glassway, so we return to Europa for one of the final Nightfalls in Season 14 on one of the most difficult Grandmasters available in the entire season. Now as well as the Glassway becoming available for Grandmaster, all the other Grandmaster Nightfalls will also become available from this week. So if you missed out on any of the previous weeks to get your Conqueror title done, then moving forward from this week's weekly reset, you'll be able to choose the node and select any Nightfall in this season's calendar. So fully expect to see some newly gilded Conqueror title Guardians over in the tower, alongside some new Fatebreaker Guardians too. Now as for the Legend and Master Lost sectors, these rotate on a daily basis, so the Lost sectors that you see in this video are for Tuesday the 3rd of August only. Now the 1310 Legend variant can be found over on the Tangled Shore this week over in the Empty Tank, and if you can complete this solo, then you have a great opportunity to get your hands on a brand new exotic chess piece. So once again, if you're still chasing these down or seeking out a better roll, then be sure to head over to the Empty Tank upon the weekly reset. Now as for the Master version, which is the 1340 variant, this can be found over on the Cosmodrome, and it'll be located over in the Labyrinth. Now if you can complete this solo, then you have a great opportunity to get your hands on some brand new exotic gauntlets. So once again, if you're still chasing these down or seeking out just better rolls, then head over to the Labyrinth upon Tuesday's weekly reset. Now moving over to Europa, the Eclipse Zone for the week will rotate around to Asterian Abyss. So if you're still working on the augments from Beyond Light, then be sure to head over there to find your target and get those done. Now as for the Empire Hunt, this will rotate around to the Warrior this week, Now make sure to complete these on the master difficulty where possible. These offer additional pinnacle loot, so if you're still chasing down those power levels to get at the base power level before the end of the season, then make sure you don't sleep on Empire hunts for that easy piece of pinnacle loot. Now alongside the Empire hunt, we also have a brand new EXO challenge, and this week's challenge is the Simulation Agility, and this is one of the easier challenges on offer, and once again an easy source for pinnacle loot. So make sure to get the EXO challenge done alongside the Empire hunt this week. Now from here we move on to the seasonal challenges. Now as we know, there are no new weekly seasonal challenges introduced in week 13 of Season of the Splicer. There are only 11 weeks worth of seasonal challenges alongside some additional Solstice triumphs that were added as part of the Solstice of Heroes event. Now with the return of Valor boosts this week, it's a great opportunity to get some of those Crucible challenges done from previous weeks, and if you can complete 75 of your seasonal challenges, you'll complete the Master of All Triumph 2. This will offer a large bright dust pile, which is 4,000 bright dust for you to spend over in Eververse. So whether you're looking to treat yourself to some additional cosmetics in Season 14, or better still, hold onto it and treat yourself to some new loot in Season 15, make sure to get those seasonal challenges done to get your hands on some easy bright dust. Now for the most important part of the week, we're going to head over to tests over in the tower and see what Eververse has available for bright dust this week. Now in the featured bright dust section, we have the Canopus Ghost Shell, an exotic ghost shell introduced in Season of Arrivals. So if you missed out on this, you can pick this up and add it to your collections for 2,850 bright dust. Next up we have the Joke Bang Legendary Emote. This was introduced in Season of the Splicer, so if you want to add this to your emote wheel, this will set you back 700 bright dust. Next up we have the Sterling Arbor Projection. This was introduced once again in Season of Arrivals, so if you're collecting these, then you can add this to your ghost for 1,500 bright dust. Next up we have the Seven Sisters Legendary Shader. This was introduced back in Season of the Chosen, so if you missed out on this back then, this will now cost you 300 bright dust to add this to your collection. Now over in the main bright dust store, we have the Read the Map Exotic Emote. This was introduced this season in Season 14, so if you want to add this once again to that emote wheel, this will set you back 3,250 bright dust. Alongside this, we have the Cosmo Starling Exotic Sparrow. This was introduced once again this season, so if you like the look of this, then you can add this to your collection for 2,500 bright dust. Next up, we have the Tachyon 4 Exotic Ship, an absolutely huge ship this week. Now this was introduced back in Season of Dawn, way back when, in Season 9, so if you want to get your hands on this, this will set you back 2,000 bright dust. Now next up we have the Universal Armor Ornaments. So if you've been collecting these, it's a great opportunity to get your hands on the chest pieces this week. Now depending on which class that you load in on, will vary on which item is available. So if you're collecting these on all three classes, make sure to visit tests this week to pick up the chest piece for the Universal Armor Ornaments. Next up we have the Sassy Hair Flip Rare Emote. This was introduced this season, so if you like the look of this, this will set you back 400 bright dust. Now next up we have a Exotic Weapon Ornament. This is the Binary Function, and this is for the Duality Exotic Shotgun. Now this was introduced this season and originally cost 700 silver, so if you want to save those pennies, then you can pick this up for 1,250 bright dust instead. Now the final item on offer is the Splicer Gauntlet Projection. This was introduced this season, and if you're collecting projections, this will set you back 1,500 bright dust. So there we have it, a round out of this week in Destiny. If you've enjoyed this video, be sure to check out one of the two videos you see here in these cards for more Destiny content. And if you want to keep up to date with everything to do with Destiny 2, be sure to hit subscribe as well. I'm going to jump back into the game as always, guys, and I will catch you all again very soon.